Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. Tonight we have breaking news. There's a lot to talk about in what happened in Texas today. Let's get right to it. Come on. Hello, America. Today, I bring you the story of someone we don't know a lot about yet. He's a guy who started a software company in California. Apparently, he worked hard on it until his business went out of business. He got a divorce. He had no prospects for a job in California. He originally, we think at this point, started his life in New York, but then moved to California. When that went south, he went and lived in Texas. He tried to find a job there, but he couldn't find a job. He was living on his savings, and apparently the news drove him to the point of insanity. I don't think the news, if there's anybody that watches the news every day, it's me. And I'm not going to get into an airplane and fly it into a building. The news can't drive you insane. His acts today were the act of a madman. What we know so far is he wrote a manifesto. It's been taken off the internet now, but I've read it. Here's what happened. First, he wrote the manifesto, then he set his house on fire, then he got into an airplane and flew it into a building in Texas. This is from Austin, Texas. When I first saw this today, I was hearing on the news, well, it looks like some sort of mistake. I don't know about you, but I felt like 9/11. I still feel like 9/11. On 9/11, I remember, I watched Katie Couric, I think it was Katie Couric, on the Today Show. And I remember hearing it in the other room, and she said a plane flew into the World Trade Center. And they were talking about how could that happen. It was a beautiful, clear day, and it must have been some sort of malfunction. And I came around the corner, I was getting ready for work, and I came around the corner, and I looked at the television, and I saw this gigantic hole, and I thought, that is not a Cessna. That is a commercial airliner. Has to be. And it also can't be a mistake. Because as we saw with, what was his name, Captain Sully, they're not going to fly a plane. No pilot, at least I wouldn't, fly a plane into a building. If I lose control of my plane, where do you go? There was a highway in front. There were trees. There was a cement wall. You don't fly it into a building unless everything is locked up and you have nothing else you can do. I feared it wasn't a mistake. And then I found out that it was a building that at least shared an address with the IRS. Well, it looks like that's what it was. Some crazy man getting into an airplane. He wrote the manifesto. When authorities found it, they took it down off the internet so they could look at it first. I have my glasses here. They are. He was, I can't tell. I have no idea. I have no idea what this man's ideology was, and I'm going to get to that here in just a second. But here's basically what he said. He was appalled that the government could bail out two entire industries, spending billions of dollars within a matter of hours or days, while health care was unresolved. Well, now that sounds like the left and the right. He also then wrote that the tax code is so complicated that it will hold its citizens accountable to a tax code that only an industry of accountants and tax lawyers can understand. Then he says this, quoting, "Nothing changes unless there's a body count. I know I'm hardly the first one to decide that I've had all I can stand. But I also know that by not adding my body to the count, I ensure nothing will change. I am finally ready to stop the insanity." He goes on to say, "Mr. IRS man, let's try something different. Take a pound of my flesh and sleep well." It was several pages of insanity. He ended it with this, the Communist Creed. From each according to his ability, to each according to his need. Then, the Capitalist Creed. From each according to his gullibility, to each according to his greed. We have no idea what this man's ideology is. He could be from the left. He hates capitalism. He's got an anti-business rant that goes on and on and on. It sounds like anything you could hear in a speech from Van Jones. When you read his anti-tax ravings and his anti-tax or IRS stuff, he sounds like you could be reading bumper stickers off the car or the signs at a tea party. You have no idea. But here's the point. At this point, I have no idea, we don't have a picture of him yet, I have no idea if he's left or right. I don't know. Is he a communist or a radical constitutionalist? Here's the point. It doesn't matter. The guy is a killer. Do you remember 9/11? Of course you do. 9/11, we didn't know who did it. Then a few days later, we found out it was this guy. Then about probably, 9/20, we started seeing people on television saying, yeah, well, I don't agree with his tactics, but I do see his point. I don't. I didn't. And I still don't. The guy is a killer. He's a killer. I'm reading now on the internet and blogs, some people are saying, well, I don't agree with his tactics, but... No. Do not become like these people. We're not these people. These people kill innocent people. I don't like the IRS, but I don't kill people. We as a society must condemn this guy, this guy, this guy. I don't care. This guy called himself a patriot. I don't know what this guy was doing. This guy says he was sent by God. They kill. God doesn't send killers. Now, I have told you before, when something bad happens, when somebody grabs a gun, like today, somebody grabbed an airplane and does something crazy, it does not help the Republic, it hurts the Republic. And soon it could kill the Republic. And don't think that people like this know it. They do. The other night, I showed you a line that I had made. This is what, Wednesday? What day is it? Thursday? So maybe Tuesday, I told you about a line. I drew it up on the chalkboard. Do you have the picture of me? Okay, remember this? And I said, crazies on the left, crazies on the right. Maybe 5%. I think I'm being generous. Maybe 5% crazies on the right, crazies on the left. And then there's, the Republicans and the Democrats, and you're in the center. But last night, I corrected it, and I said this. I was thinking about it last night, and it's really not a straight line like that. It's more of a circle. Okay. Let's look at the crazies. This is what I showed you last night. Here's the guy who filed the first birther lawsuit in Pennsylvania. He's a Democrat. Here's the strongest, probably, birther on the right. Here's a 9/11 truther. He hasn't killed anybody, but I certainly don't agree with his policies. Now, I put Deb Medina up. She's running for governor in Texas. It's really not fair, but I just don't have any name or any famous person that is a 9/11 truther on the right, but they're there. Deb Medina, who is running for governor of Texas, is really here just like Barack Obama is. It's okay. It's okay. No, it wasn't okay when Barack Obama had him over here, because this man is dangerous. He hasn't done anything, but he's not somebody who believes in the Republic. He doesn't believe that our system is good. It's just been corrupted and needs to be reset. No. Dangerous. I don't care if he's on the left or on the right. And these people, no matter who they are, it could be a Republican, it could be George Bush, it doesn't matter. Lindsey Graham, I don't care who it is. These people must not excuse birthers. Now, I suppose on the right you could say we've had Timothy McVeigh. But on the left, we've had William Ayers and we have Jeff Jones. These are the Weather Underground bombers. These guys have been excused by politicians. Not just Barack Obama, but here in New York, Jeff Jones is part of the Apollo Alliance. Help writing the stimulus package. Helping the state of New York spend the stimulus package. He blew buildings up, and so did he. So did he, just like today. Just like today. No difference. This man must be condemned. They have no place around politics. And while all of these people will excuse, because it's fuel, they'll just excuse radicals. Because, oh, no, I don't really listen to them. And besides, they really believe it. They get out and they really make a difference. They're a danger to the republic. Every single politician, every single one, must distance themselves from radicals. They must distance themselves from radicals.